I play the game a bit, so I know how the game works to an extent, but I'm gonna walk you guys through it for sure. I'm gonna start a brand new game, a brand new account, and play with you guys from the beginning. A few other things to consider: you can unlock your entire card thing for free. Also, if you join early, they told me that you get a special holographic card, foil card, if you join with my link. So if you guys do want to try the game, I guess you get like a benefit from joining with my link instead of a normal one. Easy to register. You don't need email or anything. It's kind of Pepega the way you register. You just type in a username. Let's put Sir Nippler. Type a password and just click register. Simple as that. So starting off the game, you get multiple choices of, I guess you can call them classes or deck archetypes you want to work with. Each one has a different board. So Hush, guys, you don't want me? I've never played Hush, chat. Guys, I want to play this guy. He's a Viking. He's so much more cool. Chat, we can't do Hush. Wait, is sound loud? Sorry, I'll lower that. Chat, don't make me play Hush, chat. You don't even know what... Guys, I've never played Hush. I don't know how it plays. Fine. Hush. We'll play Hush. Fine. But look how cool this guy is. So, back when old Earth was a much younger planet and technology was not even a glimmer in the eyes of man. That sounds cool. Okay, fine. Let's pick Hush. Alright, so we're at Fatal Core. They give us some currency to spend, which can be exchanged for packs and pack screen, and for cards on the market. You get it every time for free when you play, and you gain it by playing, whatever. So free to play, pretty easy to play. You have the deck builder, leaderboards, play, buy packs, market. Now, keep in mind, the reason that they're sponsoring me and multiple other streamers soon for this game is because they need more beta testers. Like, the game is currently being tested hard, because they're releasing it pretty soon on Steam. So you guys can get in for free. You can test the game. They have a pretty cool Discord, pretty active, and they're just looking for people to play the game and test. Of course it has card packs. It's a card game. You can buy cards directly though from the market, I think. You can go to market and actually pick up cards individually. So you don't need to buy packs. You can buy packs if you want to, but you can do a different approach, which is this. So you just buy single cards. So you're not forced to buy and go for RNG. We're going to be playing versus AI, just to show you how you guys how to play. So let's go versus a bot match. Guys, I've never played Hush. I don't know what any of the cards do. Like, I need to figure out how to play Hush. Who do you guys want to play against? Hush, guys, we don't want to do a Hush mirror, dude. Kahar. You guys want Kahar? So you can hush your dreams. Okay, people want Kahar the most. All right, I'm going to go Hush first versus Kahar. You unlock the difficulties as you go along. Hush starter pack. All right. Basically, you have a mulligan phase. You can choose what you want to mulligan. No, sorry. You mulligan first, right? So what happens is you'll mulligan your whole hand. And in this game, it's really cool because you can see most of your opponent's hand. You get to hide 2 cards. So I'm going to choose what 2 cards I want to hide. And the other cards are all visible to my opponent. So you get to play around the cards they have in hand. I think that's a really cool concept. So I have no idea what any of these cards do because you guys forced me to play Hush. And I've never played the Hush deck. I've only played Kahar. I already know what the Kahar cards do. But you guys, in your infinite wisdom, said, Grappler, let's make your life difficult. Let's go straight for Hush. So I'm going to have to be reading what these cards do. So there's a couple of tiers of cards. There's S tier cards. You can only have a certain amount of each tier in your deck. I think S tier, you can have 3 S tier cards in your deck. And then it goes A, B, and C. So by default, I think I have an S tier. I'm going to keep it in hand. For now, let's hide the fact that I have an S tier. I'll read the cards what they do as I go along. And let's see. So Timid Underling, each turn deal 2 damage to a random opposing creature with power 2 or less. If it happens successfully, you get +1/+1. Deal 2 damage to all opposing creatures. Force redraw 2. Okay. That's actually pretty strong. 2 damage to all. This is a spell, by the way. If it doesn't have stats, it's a spell. Undermine. Target a column on your opponent's board. -0, -2. Success, deal 1 damage. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to hide these 2. Whatever. Let's go into the game and figure it out. So, this is how you play. You've got a board, your opponent has a board. Depending on what you chose, what your faction is, like the Hush faction or the Kahar faction, where you play the card does a different thing. So, if he plays a card here, his card gets +0/+1. I can choose where to play my card as well. You play literally in the same time. There's no turns. Like, you both play, and then you can both see what the other person played. Now, let me see what this card does. Ritual of Thorns. It deals 3 damage to target opposing creature. If it does successfully, deal 1 damage to all opposing creatures for each corpse you control. Alright. I'm going to play a unit first. End of turn, return a random creature to your opponent's hand and give it slow 7. That seems really strong. So I'm going to play this. I don't know what Grave does. Again, I've never played Hush. Let's give this guy plus HP because I wanted to stay on the board for the longest. So, I have no plus HP here. Alright, I'm already lost. Let's find out what Grave does. Oh, I skipped. I threw, chat. I didn't... Chat. All right, timeout, chat. Timeout, chat. Timeout, chat. Timeout. That doesn't count. That doesn't count, chat. I promise you it's not papaya, guys. That doesn't... Okay, I get a free card. I'm just gonna go for, let's go for... All right, let's go again. We're gonna learn Hush along with each other. Let's go again. Deck builder. I need to get a few more cards to build a deck. I can look over all my cards in the deck builder to give me an idea what the deck does. So let's say, for example, we go to deck builder. This is the starter pack. Deck builder, Hush starter. So these are the cards in the starter. You can play 3 S cards. You can play 4 A cards, 5 B cards, and 6 C cards. So to have an idea of what my deck does, let's see. It seems all the S cards, 2 of the S cards are spells. One of them erases all corpses on my board. So this looks like a corpse control deck. You want to have corpses, basically. Each creature in target row on your opponent's board receives -2/-0 for each corpse erased. Interesting. That's a permanent effect. This one does a lot of damage for corpses, and this one must be played on top of a corpse. So I already know I want a lot of corpses on the board. Savage Necrofiend. Erase a random corpse on your board. Field change Hunt. So what Hunt does is, instead of doing damage to face, it does damage to a unit instead, every turn. Vicious Monkey. Erase all corpses on your opponent's board. Deal 4 damage to your opponent for each corpse erased. Okay. Erase all corpses. For each corpse erased, render a random opposing creature with power 7 or less soulless. That's basically a silence effect. And Behemoth Ghoul must be played on top of a corpse and gains +1/+0 for each corpse you control. Very interesting. And then we have Gruesome Experiment. 2 damage to random opposing creature. All right. I get the idea. It's a corpse control deck. So let's go and play a game with it. We're going to play versus Kahara again, like you guys asked. -4 attack. Let's play medium difficulty. Forget about easy. Every time you play a game, you unlock a different difficulty, so... I have 2 A cards and 1 S card. That seems like a really good mulligan to me. Deal 2 damage to a random opposing creature with power 2 or less. That seems really good too. I need to hide 2 cards. I'm going to hide this card. I'm going to hide this card as well. So... This is your HP. You have 80. He has 65 because he's medium. Your units always deal face damage. Unless they have the thing called Hunter. If they have Hunter on them, they do damage instead to a random unit on board. I think they just changed Hunter and now it does it to the strongest unit on board or weakest. I'm not 100% sure. So let's say turn 1. Deal 2 damage to a random opposing creature with power 2 or less. Success +1/+1. I'm going to play this. Let's say I play it here. I don't know what Grave does yet. Nah, let's play it here for now. So I go. He's going to play a unit. He's going to play a card. His card is, at the end of the turn, gain 2 life for every creature you control that has Rage. Okay. So, we did 2 damage, we got the effect off, and now a card comes into my hand. I can choose to hide it or show it. I think you only get to choose this one time to hide a card, so... Let's say I'm just going to show this for now. This guy got +1/+1 successfully for hitting this. And I guess the Grave card? I guess the Grave slot just makes corpses for me. Now that I have 2 corpses on board, I guess I can use my other units with corpse. What does this Coffin do? Each turn, if you control less than 3 creatures, summon a test subject. If I can summon a test subject, deal 3 to Alchemist's Coffin. At the end of the turn, if you control a test subject, gain +1/+0. That seems okay. Deal 2 damage to a random opposing creature. Success, summon a test subject in target space on your board and give it... Ooh, that can be good. So I can do 2 damage with this, and I can do 2 damage with this. Kill this off, and I'm going to get a test subject wherever I choose. So let's say I want to put test subject over here. Then this should die from the 2 and 2. He's playing a spell, so deal 3 damage to yourself to give 3 random targets to your board +1/+1 in rage. So he buffed himself to 4, but I'm doing 2 and 2. That means this should die. Theoretically. Perfect. And we get a test subject. What is test subject? It's a 2/6. Ooh, this looks nice. I'm going to hide this for now. So, end of turn, deal 2 damage to a random opposing creature. Success. Wow. So we've got a lot of, it seems, random 2 damage cards. And as you can see, this guy's, for example, hitting for 3 every turn. And this guy's going to be hitting for 2 every turn to face. Hiding cards is a good mechanic. I don't think this is single player, though. This is against the bot at the moment, but if we're playing versus a person, it's the exact same thing. You can choose to hide cards, but I think you only get to choose to hide 1 card, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I can't play this card. Actually, no. If it's blacked out, it means it's hidden at the moment. What do corpses do? So corpses basically mean you can't play anything in this spot. But this deck seems to have a lot of cards that use corpses as a mechanic. Because you guys told me to go for Hush, and Hush seems to be like a corpse control deck. So you guys see both players have like a 2x3, right? 2 rows by 3 columns. You can see his stuff does different stuff than mine. Because I went with the class Hush, and it has 2 grave spots. I guess it always makes a unit in those grave spots for me. Because I guess this class has to do a lot with corpses. His one instead, he has a life slot, and he has a rage slot. So life, what it does is if there's a unit in here, he gains 1 life every turn. And rage, what it does is it buffs his attack by 1 and lowers his HP by 1 every turn. So here he has +0/+1, whereas I have +1, -1. We have different ways to play our cards depending on the class you chose. Anyway, so next turn he has literally nothing. I can look at his cards to anticipate what he's going to do. And of course he has 2 hidden cards I don't know what he's going to use. Out of my deck, I drew this unit. It must be played on top of a corpse. So again, that's the reason why I get to play this, why I like corpses in this deck. If played on top, each turn summon a corpse in a random empty space. And if I manage to do it successfully, +1/+1. So this seems strong. I wonder what happens if I play it here. I don't think the grave kills her afterwards. So this does 2 damage to him. And sweet. And then you can see I'm going to be pushing 8 damage. 2 more. That should be 10 damage to face. Yeah, this deck seems absolutely broken. Just like Legends of Runeterra. Hush is broken, chat. We've got way too much control on this board. Like, this is dealing 2 damage to a random unit. This is as well. Plus, every time they manage, they get buffed. So he has a generic 2/3 on board. This is going to generate me a corpse next turn. And if it manages to do it, it's going to give +1/+1. So I don't want to take up this spot for free. Deal 2 damage to all opposing creatures. Nah. Erase all corpses on your board. Success for each corpse erased. Render a random opposing creature soulless. Not necessary. You know, I might pass here. I might pass here, actually. Because I do want this effect to go off. I'm going to pass. My board's looking really good. I'm going to generate a corpse for free. Target column, -3 HP on the column. Okay, that's fine. We get to kill this off easily. And we're pushing 14 damage, so he didn't really get to do much. I'm waiting for him to put units on. By the way, you can't play units in a slot that has a corpse, believe it or not. I mean, I can't, for example, I don't think I'm able to do this into here, see? Because this is taken up. Same thing for him. So killing a unit leaves a corpse in the spot. You can't play a unit there afterwards. But since I am sort of a corpse control deck, I have a lot of cards like erase all corpses on your board. I'm just going to keep passing. Like, his board is bricked entirely from the units I killed. Yeah. He's absolutely bricked out. I'm just going to keep passing and killing him. As long as his board is bricked the way it is, I'm going to keep skipping. Alright, now he plays 2 units. Still, I think I'm pushing 10 down. Yeah, it's over. So that's basically the gameplay. I think the mechanics are really cool. I really do. I think it's a pretty cool game.